When the river was deep, I didn't falter. When the valley was low, I still believed. When the mountain was high, it didn't stop me, no. I knew you were waiting. I knew you were waiting for me.
When I get off on Sunday, there's a great place to take your children. Studio Museum on 125th Street. Schomburg Library on 135th Street. Whenever I go in there, there's so many tourists in there, Europeans, but our kids need to be in there also, so they can learn about our history. There's so much to see.
Hey, lady, how you doing?
So much to see. And the kids need to know about the history of us. Even if you go into Schomburg right now, you see a big picture of Martin Luther King on the wall with Berry Gordy, Motown. Say, we know about it, but our kids need to know about it too. You see a lot of Europeans in there, they're just looking at it. Wow, wow, look at all of these people. You know, but our kids need to be in it too, so they can learn history about us. Okay, not just basketball, which is great too, but history on what we're going through, what we've been through over the last 100 years. In fact, we have a president that's great too, but they need to know history of all of our people. So take your kids there. It's great to see. Thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you, Garvin. And folks that are not members of our committee have contributed handsomely to the food, to the ticket selling, and all that you are enjoying tonight. So a little bit later, I'm going to be recite some names, but it's just more than a committee function. And now I'm going to ask Jeffrey Pickens to come and speak. All right, Jeff?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out and supporting the Black History Program. And can we all give a round of applause for Mitch, please? Thank you. Well, this is not impossible. And also, District. I was supposed to have been presenting a good friend of mine that I went to school with, John Combs, for the Vulcan Society. I just got off the phone with him, and he had another commitment. He wasn't able to make it. So I'm going to hold this plaque and we'll present it to him another time. And he's doing a lot of stuff in the community. You probably see him a lot. He's also one of the black firefighters that try to get the young black and Latinos into the fire department. So whenever you hear anything about the Vulcan Society, pay attention. You know, that's our people. You know, and that's what it's about. Each one teach one. You know, this is our month, Black History Month. And I'm glad to see everybody made it out today. And I hope we all have a good time and continue supporting this program. You know, I see a lot of familiar faces here. And I'm glad y'all came out in this weather too, because it's crazy out here. So again, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff, and for your support and hard work on one leg. Yeah, they're trickling in. You know, they're trickling in. There are a bunch of walking wounded. Iris is hopping. Andre got one wing. And Monique, well, I'll leave that. But we're just tickled to death to see you guys out. If you're walking in now, we've served food, but I'm sure there's something left there for you, so make sure we get all the skin and bones, get all that done. Now, a very special treat for us is a self-taught artist. He's a professional comedian. He lives in this community, has for I don't know how many years. He's a great friend of mine. Please welcome Mr. John Abu-Fa.
No sooner the baby get in the world, what you do? You got your hand up in his face talking about, this little pig went to the market. You know no pig ain't went to no market unless he was crazy. Because a pig know if he go to market, you know what gonna happen. Then moms went on to say, you know, you put the baby, soon the baby get in the world, baby laying there in the cradle, you got your dirty hands up in his face talking about this little pig went to the market. Child don't want to know nothing about no pig. And then you tell the baby, go to sleep, baby, that the fairies is going to come and look out at you. That little boy run around throughout the world looking for a fairy. When he find one, it's a drag. Craziness. Y'all know that is crazy. It's crazy out here today. It is. Listen, I'm telling you. Yesterday I saw a family, things are so bad, I saw a family fidget sleeping in the mailbox. Crazy. But like me say, you know, laughter is good. Most of you over the years, you hear me talking about my painting and whatnot. Look around the wall. And then look at the lines. Look at the power of concentration. Look at the one in the back. It has thousands of dots. And I do it one dot at a time. For 30-some years. See, I don't celebrate Black History once a year. I am Black History. I spent the last 30 years going backwards to learn about our people. And don't you know, it's just this year that when I can call myself an African American and don't cringe. One of our very renowned sociologists and historians, Alain Locke, in 1920, in the 30s, right, in the 30s, he stated that if the African American, due to the slave trade, we lost our culture, we lost our religion, we lost our identity. But he said if the mind can go back and touch something familiar, that you could regain that. And I can stand here and tell you tonight, I have regained it. I can go back thousands of years. And I don't have the time to do it. But here in this bag is books over 100 years of age that I can go back in time and look at the rich history of Africa. So in 1920, my signature work is this. And if you look at it real closely, there's 11 different masks in that painting. In 2000, what was it? 2000, early 2000, this Afrocentric looking work here in the back, that was when I touched Africa. And in the last 40 years, I have done hundreds and hundreds of paintings. I'm going to invite y'all to come. I ain't see you yet. So before I die, you do yourself a favor. Back there on the table, I've left some Black history information. Take it home to the children. Sometime call me, come and sit down and go over this material. I can give you material to give to your children. I'm going to tell you a little story. A friend of mine, I gave him a book, and in it had a picture of the Silent March from 1917. And many of you may not know this, the history of this church. Father Hutchison Bishop was the pastor here at that time. And he organized the Silent March. They started at 42nd Street, 5th Avenue. 15,000 people. And they marched all the way up to Harlem. Nobody uttered one word. All you could hear was the sound of the horses' hoofs, the sound of feet and a muffled drum. Now, the Schomburg published a book, and in that book is that picture. And in the line of march, there is hundreds of little children. So I gave the brother, he told, from time to time, I give him black history material, and I told him to take it. He said he got grandchildren, his little granddaughter was very inquisitive, so I gave him a lot of material, and I gave him a copy of that book. He took it home, showed it to the child. The child looked at the picture and said, "Granddaddy, they are not talking." Look at the power of our children, the power of that child. And she said he had to glue the book out of her hand because she saw something. And if that is nurtured, she's going to grow up to be a brilliant child. Our children, yes, they're sick. Because wouldn't it be? We are sick from what our forefathers went through, and then the legacy, that pathological legacy that was passed on to us. And for the last 40 years, for me, that is what I've been doing for myself, getting rid of that pathology. And I read, I don't have a computer. I got a Webster's dictionary, 3,000 pages. Anything I want to know, that's where I look. Even when I paint, you come in my studio, you won't see no easels. I paint in the traditions that the ancestor painted thousands of years ago. That's why I can sit in one spot for hours. And I can hear what's going on around me, and my concentration is never broken. For the last 30-some years, I've lived right there on Strivers Road, and I've painted. Sometimes I have paintings outside, and I watch people's expression. Some people will pass by, both white, African Americans, and Africans. They look at this work and look the other way. Some become very inquisitive. Later from Denmark it was. I had this one outside, hanging on the window. And she looked at it, she said, "Oh my God, what a beautiful stained glass." That's what I thought it was. I said, "No ma'am," I said, "it's a painting, I'm an artist." Her whole expression changed. She went up on it then, well, how do you do it? Where did you went to school? I didn't. Who is your teacher? I am. The teacher and the student, simultaneously. That is what happened when you reconnect with your spiritual roots. In the last 40 years, I have done some fantastic things. From doing comedy to teaching school. I never finished the 9th grade. They had to give me a waiver to work in the school. And that's why I had an opportunity to work with the children. And I could see and study. I could look in a classroom, children 6 and 7 years old, and I can tell who's going to jail. Because they've been already primed for it. More than one mother, I've gone with mothers while they stand by the casket and looking at their children lying there. I have worked in this community quietly. I don't make no whole lot of noise. I know every politician out here. I served as the education chair for Community Board 10. Never finished school. It comes. Once you make that connection, it becomes natural. It becomes intuitive. And when you tell people intuitive, what is that? Look in the dictionary. The ability to do something which you have no prior knowledge or experience. And what you see on this wall is just a little taste. And it goes from 1974 right up to the day. There's no breaks. Or you go out, I'm going to lay my resume out there so y'all can see. I think it's 6 or 7 pages long. And when you read it at the top, under collections, President Reagan, President Bush, recently President and Mrs. Obama. And I have the thank you notes at home. And I got a box. It has 15 albums every word that you will see on that resume, I can prove it. Nothing is made up. Nothing is fabricated. And I can stand before the president, the pope, or the pimp. I don't have to like bow and scratch it. You better not say nothing. Tell me something. Don't you think, see, because you're the pope, you think, or the professor, you gonna tell me something. Once you tell me, then I'm gonna go check it for myself. Because you could be lying. Yeah, right? We are a great people. We are a great people. If we weren't, our ancestors are strong. If we weren't, we wouldn't be sitting here. Now I'm going to get ready to close my mouth. Like I was telling you about books. I got books from every religion there is, so you can't tell me nothing about that neither. And I have the most infamous book of all, The Klansman, which the birth of a nation was made from. Yep. Got it right in that bag. Done read it 2 times. And I understand in depth the pathology that we are still afflicted with. Now, I'm going to shut up. I want y'all to come, and this is because I'm not going to be around here for too much longer. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. Call me and come and sit down and look for yourself. Don't take my word for it. A lot of times we say our children don't know their history. Neither do we. Can't teach something that you don't know. Today I can teach a little bit. I'm a griot, I'm an elder, and I know what I know, that I know nothing. And what little I know, I'm supposed to share it with you. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Homegrown. Homegrown. Right here in the mean streets of our community. And not always mean. I couldn't say that 100% because look at the love that we have here tonight. So how can we call this mean? You know, we loving ourselves and loving each other by sharing a plate of chicken, potato salad, green, and soon we're going to dance. But before we do, there's some other artists among us, and give a listening ear and a stomping feet to Brother Sabu and Kenny on the drums.
Good evening, everyone. We are doing a presentation of these drums. I know some people may know what they are, but this drum is called a djembe. This one a dunoon. This is Mandinka language. Djembe means J-an-be, together we are. So it's a phrase that's comprised of the name of drum that's used for celebration, for work, in farming, and so each rhythm is associated with that. Today we wanted to do a rhythm called Soli. It's for children coming of age, and we did this in regards to the theme, how are the children? Are the children well? Because our job as adults is our children. Anything should guide us. I don't care what religion you believe in or whatever. Fundamentally, what are you doing with your children? And I take this to heart. I'm a great-grandfather. I have 5 grandchildren in college now. So I take this real seriously about what we do generation to generation. So this is called Soli. This goes back to the early days, about 1000 AD in Manding territory in Upper Guinea and Mali. And these drums were dedicated to Sunjata, the first emperor of Mali, Sogolon's line, Sunjata. This is called Soli. with me what to play. It's called Lamban. Lamban is a dance for the royals. It started out as a dance for the class of musicians who played for the royals, the Jallies. Jallies repeat the history of all the kings, the royal families, and their dance is called Lamban, which means there we stop. So but it became a dance that went beyond them and has become a popular dance for royalty and those who are in power positions. Hold on.
Hang back.
Okay, this last rhythm is called Doon Doon Ba. It means a big drum. And this drum comes in three sizes, but it's played for young men who battle for, like we did as kids, have sham battles. They decide who controls the neighborhood. So each age group battles the next age group with 10 young men on each side. And they come out and they face either short whips or short axes. And it's kind of a test of courage amongst the men. It's called Doon Doon Ba.